We could be holding up our light. We could be fighting for what's right. Or we could be falling to pieces. Under the bridge of fire burns, somewhere the pages start to turn, and somebody whispers, I need this. I will do anything just to make you see. Don't apologize for what's in your dreams. Maybe this time will be different.
Well, good morning, afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentle people. Tonight, a little bit rushed. We don't have as much statistics as I'd like. I got pulled in about 10 minutes ago into this match. So tonight we will be having 2 matches coming up for you. Well, actually, it could be minimum 3. First match tonight will be here in our LPL Amateur League. It will be Clarity Esports against Eclipse Esports. They'll be fighting at the top of the table here. Both these teams are in the top 10 of the LPL Amateur League. So it's going to be who's going to knock the other one out. I unfortunately do not, once again, I don't have the stats I'd like because it was such short notice. But we are now playing on the new patch, and both these teams will be warming up for what's coming up next at 7 PM, our Valorant Oceanic Tournament matches. This will be for the Open Qualifiers 1 in the Stage 3 for that. So both these teams tonight, it's all about getting into the groove, getting into the match, and feeling yourselves out. Hopefully taking the win up in this match while preparing for your Valorant Oceanic Tournament chances, because that is a best of 3 and you only have 1 chance. If you lose that best of 3, you are out. So, as we now jump into the match, with all of that out the way, I would like to welcome you all in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in to watch these 2 teams go at it. They have a little bit of history, these 2 teams. They've played a few times, and it always seems to come down to the wire between these 2. So, here we are on Haven. We have a little bit of an interesting setup. We're going to be seeing the Cypher at least on Eclipse Esports picking up over on the A site. So, and they look to be stacking the C site. You don't see that too often. Looks like we've got some new observer controls. The numbers are a lot brighter on that map. So, sorry if I do miss some things. It is broadcast and casting duty here for me. As we now see Hawk getting a little bit of damage down towards that mid as they're trying to storm the site. And Sondra's going to try and find himself some space. And he's able to open it up with Aya helping back that up. So now they're going to get the plant down. And there's going to be 2 left. Honda Civic and Zeddy left to try and fight up against Zonda. Zonda's going to be waiting in that astral smoke there. And just delayed a little bit of time. Beautiful shot by Teddy to be able to clean it up. It's 2 versus 4 though, so they're both going to have to do a lot of work here, and there's a lot of setup by the opposing team here. Clarity Esports already ready for this retake. They see that star down, so it's a little bit difficult to deal with. Honda Civic's going to try and get the first point, but he's not going to be able to, and Zeddy's going to back him up though. So they're going to be able to get one. The recon duck's going to come through, revealing them a little bit more as Elders plays in that window. Nice little shot that doing a bit of damage. They're going to have to try and find something here. Unfortunately, Zeddy cannot, neither can Honda Civic, as they get taken down from a fantastic work there on Clarity Esports' offense on the first round. So, hopefully the volumes are too loud. Once again, did not get time to prepare for this. If it is a little bit off, please let me know in chat. I will adjust it. There is a 3-minute delay.
Here.
Once again, thank you all for joining for this LPL amateur match. This is a best of 1. So, moving into the second round now. A nice little spread across the board for Clarity Esports. 1 up piece, all picking up their weight in that round with a great post-plant defense. So Hark's going to get very aggressive here. He's going to jump up into the window. He can't catch Art off guard, though. Art is prepared as Sonda storms the site with Aya, and they're going to easily capture that C as they now wait for the spike plant to come on in. Zeddy's going to get ready for the flash and get aggressive. Richard's going to be coming around, but he gets counter flashed as soon as Sky gets her flash out. But Zeddy's going to fall down. Richard's going to come in a little bit late, and he's going to go down. And now there's left Waspy on the rotate. He's been spotted out. And now what weapons can he get out of his opponents? Oh, he cannot. Oh, he actually does find it. He almost didn't capitalize that. That was looking a little bit waspy for Waspy. But he will finally get that kill with Rocky picking up to 3. So, for those of you who haven't really looked into the patch notes, there have been some major patch changes for a lot of these agents. You're going to see our most picked hero, yes, Honda Civic, you'll see on that jet. It's now 7 ultimate points, for example, to now get that Blade Storm. There's been sweeping changes across in terms of run and gun movement, so you've got a little bit more inaccuracy walking, even more inaccuracy running, and finally, one of the big changes, actually we'll get to that in a second, as we see that very beautiful opening pick from Honda Civic, being able to open up for the side of Eclipse Esports, so going to be happily taking that. As now there's 3 defense coming through, 3 offense coming down the middle. It's going to be running into Richard with beautiful flash. He finds himself 2, as easy as that. The spike is now down. Art's going to be trying to find himself a little bit of positional advantage here in Garage. He's going to have to back off. We got the lurk of Waspy. Going to be coming around. It's not going to suspect it here, and Elders should go down fairly quickly. They're going to get the information where Art was. He throws out the information, Waspy. Nice little flash. And Zeddy's going to pick up that kill there in Garage. So much needed round win there for Eclipse. They needed to make sure to get that, especially as they pick up full firepower. Now we're going to see how both these teams go against each other with most of this firepower on either side. We do have Honda Civic with a judge, the best she can buy, or he. Depends if you're talking about the character or the player. I interchange, so I do apologize for that. I never intentionally mean to call you something that you're not. It's usually based on the character I'm talking about. So, we move into round 4 here. Honda Civic's got the judge going to be holding a very tight angle. One of the patch notes that I did mention is the judge has been nerfed a little bit. Its bullet spread, the damage fall off on its pellets are now, I think it was 7 per pellet of 10 pellets, and it's got a smaller 4 range, so it's not going to be as strong as it previously was. They're hoping to bring that judge's power back in line a little bit. I personally didn't see much of an issue, except for on players such as Jets, because they can trade and get on out or get in very close without too much of an issue. So that has been pulled away a little bit. I'm not sure if they increased the costs as well in the judge. Unfortunately, I don't have that on me at the moment. So, whenever we see Honda Eclipse, going to be spotted out here. He's going to be maybe spammed, quickly dash away and avoid getting killed. We see the dashing coming from Sonda again on the side. Flashed and could not find that kill, and they're retreating Honda Civic, but he's now got his positional advantage. The rest of the team is now on site. Honda Civic's trying to come on site. He's got the judge. He's going to find one of Aya. Quickly changes guns, and he's not punished for that. He sees the bow and arrow out, but he can't find the kill. Elders, however, manages does, and now there's 3 people pushing. Rocky can only do so much, and now there's just Art left on coming on the rotate. The lurk. They should know this might be a little bit of time to rotate. They're just going to hold it, and they're going to find themselves round number 2, and Art is going to have to run away there. So beautiful little round there from both teams actually. Clarity got great control on the point using the utility to be able to get themselves in. I better close these predictions up. How do I close this prediction up? We are like halfway into the game here. Predictions. Closing you and submissions. Excellent. Okay. So, where was I? Yes, it was a great round for both teams. Clarity got a great site take, used utility to be able to push on in there. But then the post plant, being able to be opened up by Honda Civic with that judge, and then the team following up through the backside of A point, did really wonders for them. Richard now trying to find himself a little bit down the middle, being aggressive here. He's not going to be able to find anything as Art waits for Sonda and the smoke to pop as they start to push through. Could have been a little bit disastrous there if anyone was watching that angle. But Hark is playing a tight angle up on that B side. Looking down. Richard's going to come out. He's going to get a little bit of information. He sees one up in window, but that's all he's going to get as Hark, with that tight angle, finds Sonda. Did not expect an Omen to be playing up in that top corner. Honda Civic now preparing for the side and C. There are no rotations yet coming from Eclipse Esports. They're quite happy. The smoke, not quite there fast enough, but he's going to try to hide. He gets shot a few times. He comes up through and makes Aya punish. He almost burns down, but Elders will finally find that kill. Daddy on site's going to get shot from behind. Unfortunately, no one there to help retake that kill as Elders is finding so many kills. He's finally going to get shut down as now Cypher gets the ultimate off. But it is the opposing Cypher of Brocky, and they know the 2 information that they're coming from CT. as we now see Brocky get down, goes long. The Astra Art is not going to be able to find the kill. Brocky's the last one left on the hopes of Clarity Esports. He's going to hear the defuse. He knows they're both there. He does get the spam down. This comes up to Waspy. How's Waspy going to play this? He's going to stick. He might go for the first one. He's going to hold it. Oh my god, he's holding it. Brocky needs to fire through, and he does.
Copies of nothing.
Ooh, my heart. That's getting a little bit tight there. So, Brocky manages to pick up the round for Clarity Esports. It was looking a little rough there, but he did manage to position himself in the spot which allowed him to take control of that post replant. Unfortunately for their opponents, they didn't really have the utility to kind of lock that down and create any difficulties for Brocky. I mean, you got to smoke, a little bit of vision impairing, but if you got the team pinging out the spike, or if you know where you've planted it, you can kind of watch that angle without too many issues. So now they're going to be deciding to go towards the A site once again, and they should know that Waspy's been setting up over here. Sure, he can rotate, but Waspy seems pretty comfortable in his little nest over here. Built up that mad mud defensive side over here. Tripwires waiting for anyone coming to trip them off, and he'll be coming out with stingers attached. We've got the Seekers. They've now been used, and they're going to be starting to search. My free cam's not working. Oh, spectator bug. Oh, or it's just me. Either one. So, they're going to decide, once the information's been gathered, they're going to rotate on out of here. There hasn't been any information outside of that sky on the map so far. And after 15 to 20 seconds, that sky information is no longer valid. Honda Civic knows someone's up here. Can he find the shots? No, he cannot. Art will shut that down. And now there's going to be a little bit of a rotate of Zeddy, and that's going to free up the site. Sonder's going to be trying to wonder where are the rest of these players. And the smoke's going to go down, keep creating a one-way. He goes up, darts not going to be able to find anyone. They've got themselves a free site. As now Eclipse Esports has to regather their composure, regather themselves, and prepare for a retake. You've already got Brocky. He's running down to the end to help out Art down along, while leaving 3 on site. Richard and Waspy have to make a play here. Molotov goes out. It's not going to really help anyone but Rich. He's going to throw out that flash, and they're going to push around the corner. It's going to get one, but unfortunately it's not going to get capitalized. As Aya and Sonder, with great crossfire, able to lock down both the entry from Garage and CT. And we're going to have to watch Zeddy retreat with the tail in between his legs. He's going to get himself a weapon, which in this current economic environment is going to be much required. He's going to find himself a free Sonder. Sonder's going to be a little bit unhappy about that, especially sitting on 400 economy. Now that we have some time to breathe, let's actually talk about the economy. So one of the sweeping changes coming into Act 3 is the rebalancing of abilities. Not so much what they do or the damages associated times, yada yada yada, but the economy impact that they now have onto players. Some of these abilities have become a lot more expensive to pick up, and some have now expensive to pick up. So previously you used to be able to get charges for your ability over time. Example, Omen with his smoke, you now only get 1 here. As you can see, he's only got 1 on him, and you have to purchase extra, and they no longer stack up in between rounds. Also, abilities are a lot more costly, so they're kind of pushing the game to a little bit more gunplay with the changes they've done to the utility and ability usage. And we'll see how much that impacts. So we might be seeing games that are a lot more economically thought about, is probably the term I want to use. And actually, as I'm speaking a load of bollocks, we're going to see Elder and Brocky find themselves a kill. They're going to start pushing on the site. We got the run it back now being used. Brocky's going to be following that one in with Aya. He's going to pop around the corner. He's going to run, lose its run back. He does get a little bit of information that there is one going up to heaven.
Spike planted.
Hart's going to be able to kill Hark on that rotate, so that lurk is not going to help him out there. But they're still a little bit cautious of. They're going to hear the flash coming out. Honda Civic goes up in fast. He's going to get hit up the dart. Zeddy and Honda Civic are trying to find whatever they can here, but it's a little bit of a chaos situation. Flashes go out. A is going to find the kill. Zeddy's going to have to look at retreating once again. But this time, A is going to shut that down, and a clean-ish round coming out from Clarity Esports. So, I'm going to continue my thought. because you guys can see the scoreboard there. So the thought is these games are going to become a little bit more economically
I should play some
reduced
Astro Stars in
because you're going
this
to be
reality.
spending more on your utility. It hurts at the end of rounds to... You might not always necessarily want to throw away your economy as well as you used to, because you get a few losses, you'd build up the economy, sweet, you can buy your primary utilities and get your weapon armor, you're good to go. But now, because the economy changes, there might be 1 or 2 extra rounds we will see in matches that will end up being economy purely for the fact that utility will now cost so long. And we're going to hear the Hunter's Fury come on out. Elders is searching. He hasn't found one yet. He's still looking, but he's cleared his sightlines, but they aren't falling on through. So even though he cleared his sightlines, did not find any kills, unfortunately the Hunter's Fury now goes to a little bit of a waste. As we see a relocation coming from, or reposition coming from Clarity Esports, Sky's going to get a lot of information. One of the new things about Sky too is her little Trailblazer, the little dog, has increased vision. So she can now see a little bit further with that. Their reasoning behind this, the right team, was to give Sky that capability to clear these medium-sized rooms out. So that's going to help her when she's getting utility like this. Oh, she peeks around the corner. She's going to find a lot. Great flash and instantly retreats. Smart option. Unfortunately, Honda Civic's going to get picked off there in Garage. As now Zeddy's going to come on in. He's going to be looking. He might get hit for this rotate here. The Astrals go down. Ibrock is going to pop around the corner. Don't find Richard, however. Sonder now moving towards CT. He's got 2 men in front of him. Can Sonder do it? He peeks around at the perfect time, avoids the flash, and is going to be trying to help the rest of his team. He finds 2, but finally it's cleaned up from behind. This leaves Art. Art does have a lot of utility here that she can use. She also has that wall. She requires it. She's firing, but she's not finding anyone. Richard goes on through with the flash and will find himself the 3rd for the round. So Richard putting in the hard yards there to secure the round for Eclipse. Round number 9 we move into. We haven't really been able to see much momentum from Eclipse. They've been picking up a couple rounds here and there, but you can see Clarity's got a lot of momentum after losing that round. They might be a little bit shaky. They cannot full buy here unless someone does wish to buy for Sonder. Would you kind of want your Jet to have that full weaponry? But we do see that Blade Storm. Once again, Blade Storm is now more expensive here in this new patch. It is now 7 utility points instead of, ultimate points instead of 6 like it once used to be. So Jets can't eco as much as previously and rely on that Blade Storm to be up and ready. Aya and Brocky will be looking at the A site, so there's a little bit of a split going on. Trying to find a little bit of opening or aggressive peaks coming from Eclipse, but Eclipse are playing a safe defensive approach. They're playing it calculated. They don't want to try and step out of position until they know when a site's being taken. Then they will decide that they will have that worker on point. We're going to see that Cosmic Divide coming down. Waspy's going to get the information of the Cypher over here, and that should give a little bit of information that there is a push coming, and they are preparing to come on up here. They're getting a bit of information with the Cypher trap, and Hark's going to get the kill. Sonder did not look up as Hark was flying out that window. He was making a nest, and he is able to capitalize on that. As Aya throws out the little bit of damage there. It's not going to find anyone. Hark's going to get a kill. Waspy's going to get the help of Zeddy with that Judge. It's now going to leave it up to Art and Elders to try and find themselves a kill here. Can they do it? Elders gets 1 through the smoke. Art's going to continue to fire on through. They fake the defuse because they can't hold it because they're just doing so much damage. Elders gets another kill. Now it's up to Zeddy to find 2. He gets 1. Can he find the second? No, he cannot. Art shuts that down. It was looking rough for Clarity, but Art and Ibrocky pulled it back together and they were able to secure that round 6-3.
BYB fam, going to Astral to do them Astral Guardian things.
A little bit of an interesting statistic on the board there. Both teams' Jets. Usually you'd see them up at the top of the board, number 1 or 2, but they are sitting down the bottom. The opening fraggers have fallen behind a little bit. You can see Richard trying to pull that way, and we have seen that previously on rounds, and Richard's going to go for an aggressive push. He's going to get spotted out though, and then a swing from Clarity. They're going to find themselves 2 delicious, make that 3 kills for AO, and there is a run it back available. Flash goes around the corner, and the Eco effectively stopped dead in its tracks. Now with the Sasha's ult, Hark's trying to find some ground before he gets revealed. It's not going to be used, however. Waspy's going to get flashed, and he's going to have to try and retreat. They come in at every angle, and Sonda will get the kill. Somehow Waspy gets the triple click of the classic to secure that 1 kill, but it doesn't matter too much. Hey, can still buy up properly, and the economy is going to continue to skyrocket for Clarity. And as I mentioned, all the momentum here is in Clarity. Eclipse is finding it hard to be able to pick up consecutive rounds, try and destroy the economy of their opponents. They're constantly playing from behind at the moment. We are around 11, so there's 2 more they have to deal with here on the attacker's half, and we know how hard or how favoured Haven usually is for attackers. Honda Civic managed to find the kill with the help of Richard as they fired towards the window. They take a little bit of an aggressive stance. Honda Civic's going to have to quickly retreat there as it was not looking good. And takes a bit of damage. And now they're falling back. They've lost 2 members already, and they haven't found anything for the return. So that's going to hurt. Now you have to try and think, how are you going to play this? Where do you want to play this? And what side do you want to try and secure? They don't really have any vision or any knowledge left on the map. They do know that there was 2 down mid, but obviously once time continues to tick, it just falls further and further behind. And now we have to wait for them to decide which site they want to go to, and they've decided to go towards the A site. The A site does have some good angles for Elders and the arrows to be able to set up to not only defend post replant, but to get a lot of information on the back of site. Elders, however, hasn't decided to do this, is going for the peak. Did not have that headshot lined up towards Heaven. Oh, the flash comes on out, but no one checks it. But they do now know that Sky's on the side, and Richard gets a good kill. Elders gets one, but instantly trade out. Art trying to do what he can. He finds himself 1. He's got 3 more to get in 30 seconds. Can he do it as the rotate comes on? 1 comes through connector, and will shut that down. So a rough start to that round, ended in a rough way. But Eclipse, a much needed round, they can buy up here. A little bit shaken and stirred, but they should get themselves a full armor set and weaponries ready to push themselves and maybe to capitalize a little bit of momentum. If they can grab that momentum coming into the attacking side, ooh, you could see this game swing hard. Especially once you start to get confident and you're in the attacking side of Haven, there's no better feeling unless your defense on splits. The split. Everyone knows that stage needs to be balanced. Well, it's not really. Well, you know what I mean. Rich is going to come around the corner. He's not going to find anything. Gets a little bit of information. Only 1, however, but they're going to hear the drone coming through sewers. And Hark thought about coming, but he's going to retreat back into B just in case it was a fake. Richard and Zeddy peek around the corner. 3 Seekers going this way, and they're going to completely shut down. I'm joking. The flash coming around the corner. The flash is going to get a little bit, but he's going to continue to get spammed down. And now the Molotov comes out, and he can't do much left. Unfortunately, Richard couldn't get any turnaround kills there, and now he's going to have to retreat. But this opens up the map for Clarity Esports now decide on what they want to do. And we're going to hear the relocate from Park. Gets a little bit of knowledge, but not as much as he'd like. Now he's preparing to smoke up that window down towards B, so that Honda Civic has a little bit more room to work with. He is playing a lower position, which a little bit... You suspect maybe a little bit higher from Jets, especially since you have that capability to go up. Now the rotate comes in from Clarity Esports. They're correctly toying with their opponents at the moment, moving from one side to the other after finding that opening kill. And great information comes in, quick rotations coming in out. They're going to run them through. Sonda is going to go high. It's going to start spamming through the smoke. Honda Civic trying to find a kill through the garage. And the Jets are now opening this battle up as the spike starts to go down. Richard sneaks around the corner but cannot manage to find the kill. Now it's up to Hart to find multiple. He cannot. Honda Civic left against the world, but unfortunately he gets shut down. Maybe if he was a Ferrari, he could have done it, but the Honda Civic is going to be chugging at the horsepower there to take that round up as we move into our swapping sides. I'm just gonna grab myself a bit of water while we have this little bit of a break. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. It is appreciated. Tonight we do have 2 series up and running. I said I'd grab some water, but instead I keep talking. Okay, so as I mentioned, we do have 2 series for you tonight. First up here is Clarity vs Eclipse. Afterwards, we do have some Valorant Oceanic Tournament action. You can follow these teams as well, as they are in Valorant Oceanic Tournament and will be in their own respective matches tonight. Unfortunately, I've got neither team on my chopping board tonight. You will find Eclipse Esports over on Mercury AU's channel. He'll be bringing you their match. And unfortunately for Clarity Esports, well, last to my knowledge, it was a forfeit for their match. They'll be automatically moving on in the tournament into the round of 32 or 16. I think it's 32. And so they'll be a little bit happy about that, a little bit disappointed at the same time. So both these teams warming up here tonight for their big Valorant tournament, while also kind of a grudge match as Elders gets flashed up, but they didn't push him because a great black hole holding them back off the angle a little bit longer. But unfortunately, Elders couldn't find the kill. And now Eclipse say, okay, we found a kill. Let's move it back, continue to play it slow. We've got 50 seconds to work with, and Hark is making a lot of room here down garage. Didn't even decide to check C. That's how confident this man is. He peeks around the corner, he gets the right click, but not enough to deal with Ash. He gets a beautiful shot with that ghost. A couple of beautiful shots to that chest. And now the plant goes out. Honda Civic dashes around, gets a little bit of information on us there. But if that was heard out, they should know that Honda Civic may be hiding in this corner. We got Sonda coming on the slope. He's going to be spotted out. He's going to be up against Richard and finds the kill with the Sheriff. He will be taken, putting him in jail, and gets rid of the first tripwire. He gets the second shot coming in. Can he find the kill? Great black hole once again from this Astra. And then they push the site and they find themselves a kill. Art doing some great work there with the black holes, coordinating with the teammates. It didn't quite work well at A site, but however on the C site retake worked wonders. What looked to be in Eclipse's favour of the opening frag, unfortunately was not enough to carry it through onto the C site defense once they got that plant on down. The Clarity, they're looking strong. All their members are kind of pulling their weights. You're starting to see Saunders pick up the game. No longer at the bottom of the fragging, but Art, look at that, 4 deaths. That's ridiculous. We're 13 rounds in and only 4 deaths. How? It really goes to show the utility usage of this Asher, especially as she has been playing a little bit more defensively and back aside, but we're going to see it pushing. So how well can Art deal with being the opening fragger in the match? And gets stolen from him, gets double, however, against this Eco. Honda Civic has got the spike down, so it's a little bit of economy coming their way. They're going to hear the smoke. They're going to throw it down. Sonda's going to try and like where he gets one. It's still running around crazy. It's going to mess. Hey, it almost looks like want to put out a knife there, but ends up finding the kill. So, spoke about Art. Not only can Art throw that utility down, but can hold his own when it comes to defending the B-side when they come towards it. And will manage to help the team secure that round pretty handily. It was an economy round, so, you know, you don't expect too much there. And we will be seeing our first time out, a little bit of a tactical time out here, as it gives me a little bit of time to breathe. A little bit of time to talk to you viewers. So, once again, thank you all for tuning in for this match tonight. We do have more matches coming up for you a little bit later on. Our next match tonight will be Rambunctious Bears versus Focus. This will be the Valorant Oceanic Tournament Stage 3 Open Qualifiers. So this will be round of 64 to my knowledge, unless I'm terrible at counting, which is highly likely. So not only the action tonight, but these two teams, they do have a bit of a history. We've seen them come up against each other often in the amateur league. They're playing in the top 10, so they're constantly kind of trying to pick at each other to make sure that they can continue to move up in the chain, stay at the top there. If I believe Clarity wins this, actually I do have the stats around here. Where are we? Oh, we're back into, I can't quite look at it. Clarity Esports 6-10 sits at 6th on the leaderboards, while Eclipse is at 13. So if Clarity can win this, that should push them up into the top 5 minimum, maybe make themselves top 3. where if Eclipse can win this, it'll pull them into the top 10. A little bit of a nice, comfortable position you want to be. Remember, the winners of the amateur leagues will be able to make their way into the next bracket above them, which is the Evolution. Richard's going to be able to find one, spamming through, make sure there's no one else pushing along with that. Sondra's going to be a little bit unhappy about that, and Richard's very close to getting that ultimate orb. He wants it. He wants that run it back, and he's going to be able to get it without too much issue. He's playing a very tight angle here down in sewers with the help of Elders. As now Hark and Honda Civic can start making way down A long. This default from Eclipse Esports is working quite well at the moment. They're still trying to find picks on the map. They're not rushing their time, waiting for Clarity Esports to overstep their mark, which we've already seen down at the C site. And now there's a call to come out to the C. They suspect something's going to go out here, so they're going to try and stack this site. Whether this is right or wrong doesn't matter too much. The good reason for that is if there is a plant at the opposing side of the map, you have all four members to try and recapture the site. And now we hear the run it back. It's going to come on, but unfortunately it's not going to go to use, as there is no one here on site. Honda Civic's going to be playing tight into the connector. Ark's going to be holding up here. Can he find himself a kill? Ooh. Aya's playing with the devils. Hark will not show him the horns. Aya will maim those horns, take them off, and show him the true prowess of the angels up in heaven. Now, Honda Civic unfortunately can't find the kill there. A little bit unfortunate. There's Zeddy and Richard and Waspy are the last ones left to try and hold the side. As Ibrocky comes around the corner, gets one kill, but he's got low health, and that's going to be shut down for that insolence. And Art is 1v1. Can he find it against Richard? Richard goes to flash down. He's not playing for the pick. He gets the flash, however, and will find the kill. Ooh, much needed round there from Eclipse Esports to be able to hold on to their chances. If they had lost that round, it'd be continuing to look dire. But losing 4 members with the economy that they have, look at their opponents. Clarity Esports is looking scary. You have the operator up on that Sonder. We can see they'll be playing this tight angle. If they're paying attention towards the economy of the game, well, they know Sonder's got that possibility for that operator. So now it comes down to what kind of utility usage they want to use to try and enter these sites, especially now that the threat of the operator is on board. Art's going to be playing a super defensive position, which is not out of the ordinary for Art. Art's been great on the utility, being able to use the cover and the black hole quite well. There we go. Instantly uses the cover down bead, buying a little bit more time as Ibrock is going to rotate and try and find some information. He finds a Trailblazer in garage, and that Trailblazer will get rid of at least a trap, freeing up the map a little bit more, getting rid of the information, and there goes the Cypher trap. Elders gets flashed up. He flashes himself though. Richard unable to get the kill, and Aya returns frags. Now they are ahead here at a 4 versus 3. Clarity Esports is looking fantastic. Zeddy with the Phantom wants to potentially try and keep this. Honda Civic, Vandal, and Waspy as well. And Waspy gets a beautiful shot on Ibrocky. And now they get a bit of information. They've evened the game back up. 3 versus 3. They now know there's 1 per site. With this information, how do they want to act? Do they want to go for the 1v1 duels? Are they confident in their own mechanical abilities? Or are they going to start working together and capitalize on the capabilities of the flash from Sky and the initiation from the Jets, which is what we're going to see as they now make their way over the A site. Aya going to be looking up at heaven here, prepared for the retake. Here's all the utility being used as the spike starts to go down, and they're going to have to wait on the rotate, so they're going to give up a free 10 seconds as they're waiting for the pull to come over, which could force them to rush onto site, get a little bit aggressive and not cautious. I can't think of the word. Clumsy.
Found one.
That's the word I'm looking for. Now they hit the operator, so they now know it's up and running. Aya's going to go with the run it back, checks out in hell, doesn't find out when it gets instantly hit by the Trailblazer. That's going to shut down any further information. He's going to try and get a tick onto the bomb. It does not get it. He gets shut down. Beautiful shot by Art, finds 2 down into sewers, and the final shot from Sondal will secure the 11th round. So what looked like a wonderful execution there from Eclipse, been sending it back, shutting down the run it back, and then holding these tight angles just suddenly all fell to pieces as Clarity Esports pushed upon the site and took them down one by one. Art, MVP that round, being able to successfully hold off B with great utility, and then finding those 2 kills down in sewers. If Art had lost that 1 kill, it would have been very difficult to be able to get upon that spike plant, and we would have seen a very different result at the end of that round. Now, it is an economy round. It looks like Eclipse will be going for the eco and then the 7-round straight victory. It's going to be difficult. We haven't seen them be able to string together too many rounds so far. As Sonda hoping that someone walks to the black hole, and unfortunately movement inaccuracy is going to cause an issue there. We see Honda Civic goes high. Sonda is going to get the flash, and Sonda has to quickly retreat. Good little teamwork there from Eclipse, but is it too much? Is it enough, I should say? Son's going to relocate. He's going to get shut down by Honda Civic, but easily traded out. There's only a few of them left. Waspy might get caught out from behind from AL, and beautiful shot. The lurk is not going to work in this instance. Richard goes down, Hart's got 2 hit points. This is not looking good, but for an eco round, it is actually quite useful. But they need this round. If they can get this round, they'll feel a little bit more secure, not having to win 7 straight rounds. As now the Cosmic Divide comes on out. It's going to be locking off sight from sight. Hark's going to be left alone in sewers, and he is not paying attention down the sewers. He might get himself caught out here, and he runs through at the same time, so great timing. He's going to be able to find one, but he can't find the second, as the knowledge there from Ibrocky did help pinpoint the location. They're going to get that defuse there. Gonna save the operator. A little bit of economy damage done on Clarity Esports. For the most part though, they should be looking fairly nice in the last round. But Eclipse, 7 rounds. Is it possible? Every round this half they've lost due to a defuse. It's been so difficult. And they're trying so hard to get on in there. But unfortunately, they're just not being able to find the gaps in Clary's armor. Or when they found something, it was a fake. And we get instantly parried and come straight back by Clarity. Is that a little bit? I think we've got a little bit of a scoreboard bug there. Look at it. Ibrock is going to get a little bit of information that there's someone at least down B. A looks there. See long. I'll get there. Apologies, folks. Here we go. Waspy on the lurk. Waspy's been really good so far getting these opening frags. He's going to hit that Sova drone. Ooh, and down to the other end, it's been actually an opening onto C sides. Sonda's going down. One of the key fraggers is out. It's up to the rest of the queue. 4 versus 5 for the final chances, their final hopes here left in this amateur match. And now the plant has gone down. They do not have many ultimates available. They still do have Hunter's Fury. A little bit strange that they didn't try and use that to stop the plant going on down. Ibrocky unable to find the kill, and Waspy's going to get himself 1. He can't get the second one, but he's got the support there. And now it is up to Elders. 1. He's got 4 more to go. Can he do it? Ooh, he almost finds the second on Zeddy, but he gets shot from behind. There was too many left. And the attackers, they're still in it. They're holding on. They're holding fast. Eclipse, however, they've got to find 6 more rounds. They're up against the eco economy of this round. They got a little bit of money rolling underneath them, so even if they lose a little bit too much in this round, it doesn't matter too much, because they will be able to still buy up, and you're not really looking forward to playing 2 rounds in a row, especially if you lose one. And we're going to be seeing a nice little stack of... Oh, I love myself some stacks. I love stacks. I love when a little bit of unconventional plays can catch opponents off guard. So Eclipse, they're playing methodical here. They don't want to get too aggressive yet. They're going to see one beautiful shot down at that blade storm, but they might not know the rest of the team is here. They're going to hear a little bit of movement as there was a ping coming on out. And now Hark cannot find the kills he was trying to find. Waspy is going to have to retreat. Hark jumps on out. He gets shot down by Elder. So that's going to leave 1 new weapon in the hands of the opponent. Great flash from Elders, but gets the kill onto Zeddy. On the Civic, now left. This is looking rough. They're going to get another kill. Woo. Art, though. That was looking disastrous at one point there for Eclipse. Art's going to be trying to hunt for a little bit of weaponry. He has been alerted, thanks to his teammates, that there is a weapon falling down here. He's going to put something in his hands to take the fight to Eclipse. and try and remove some more weaponry, because you don't really need to try and save here if you're on the side of Clarity. You want to shut down. You know, if I had mods in the chat, Nick Minaj, they'd be coming for you. Finds himself a sneaky one. Honda Civic, hoping that there wasn't someone coming from that window. It's going to shot in the head. But Art's got a lot to do here. But Art can do it. Going to be starting to move, make his way onto the C point. Heat comes on out by Richard, and we'll shut that down. And Richard has been the MVP so far on Eclipse, taking a lot of these rounds they've won on the back of his shoulders. And that's where you want your fragger to be. Richard 17-13, doing wonders. 5 more rounds though. We got full firepower coming up for Clarity Esports. Oh, not to be looking. It's gonna be rough. Whenever the firepower has come back onto the side of Clarity, usually they've taken that round. You look at the scoreboard, and you can see after a round or two, it usually comes straight back in their favor. But this is Haven. It is an attacker favored map by about 52% to 48. Zeddy making sure to get rid of that tripwire, just open it up a little bit, making sure to get something out of that Trailblazer. I probably would have preferred to try and scout out that little side a little bit more, because in the end, you didn't get much information other than that it was a tripwire. And a tripwire in mid generally means the Cypher's probably at one of the other locations on the map and will try to hold that position for someone else. Aya peeked around the corner, did not manage to find the kill however, but did manage to receive a few bullets to the chest or to the shoulder through the wall. Flash comes on through, is going in aggressively here. Art holding the back of the side, Art's favourite spot's going to get shut down by Zeddy. Another flash comes on out, it's going to be dealing with the jet, but cannot find the kill, spams and runs out of the ammo. The Hunter Fury is coming on out, is it going to find anyone? It does clip onto one. Oh, actually no it did, I thought it hit his ally.
Spike down B.
Sondo manages to find 2 and the spike is now down. Zeddy is in the back of side here with the rotation coming from Brocky. He's going to sit into the garage and beautiful shot from Aya. Being able to shut that down with the run at back, and that is instantly fused off. Is he going to get punished for it? He will. Hark goes aggressive, shuts it down. It's 4 Waspy going to be walking down. Hark gets another kill, gets a 3rd! This man is on fire, he doesn't want the hopes to be down and out. He's going to have to go very aggressive, he throws it out, he gets it, he's going to relocate. And he's out, he's on the B side. Is there enough time? There is enough time for him to start playing as now the Cypher of Brocky is starting to make his way. Hark is holding on to the hopes for Eclipse Esports here in this match. Throws out the smoke. Brocky's going to go for the spam. Going for the classic. Oh my god, Brocky! Someone vac banned this guy! Yep, vac banned him. We saw that teabag. Congratulations to Clarity Esports. They take this match and they will be moving their way into the top 5 of the LPL Amateur League. Eclipse, unfortunately, they cannot take Clarity Esports this time. I believe the last time these two teams faced up as well, Clarity Esports once again took it. So the grudge match is going to continue building the anger for Eclipse Esports. They want to take down Clarity Esports, but Clarity are just doing a wonderful time. Especially when they've got the utility usage we saw on Art. That Astra creating such a huge impact there in that map. Especially with 9 deaths. 9 deaths. Survived at least half the rounds in the match. 12 assists. Most of those would have been due to the black hole. It's a wonderful playing there by Art. Great work for Clarity Esports. Eclipse showed signs of brilliance but couldn't hold on to a little bit. Unfortunately, it took a little while to pick up that momentum. We saw it come to them at the end, but by that stage, the match was close to being secured from Clarity. So, let us jump over to this one. So once again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. We do have another match coming up at 7 PM, so I'm going to leave the stream running. So that is 17 minutes. We have the first series of the Valorant Oceanic Tournament coming up. So this is Stage 3, Open Qualifiers 1, and we will be having Rambunctious Bears versus Focus, I believe. So that will be a good matchup. Both these teams are fairly new. I haven't been able to find them in any of the LPL leagues. I can't find them on any of our stat tracking websites for the Oceanic region. So both these teams are new teams, so it will be interesting to see how they go up against each other, whether they've got experience elsewhere. Unfortunately, I don't know. But that is coming up to you at 7 PM as we jump into that. It will be a best of 3, so expect at least 2 matches there. Also, Breeze is now in the competition. Will we be seeing Breeze tonight? I don't know. I hope so. I was watching a little bit of NA earlier today, and Breeze looks to be an interesting map that, obviously, when new maps come in, take Icebox for example, it definitely throws things into perspective that you really don't know what you're doing. Even in the competitive scene, we saw tier 2 teams like Renegades over in the NA side. They were kind of looking a little bit rough because they ended up winning. They did well, but it looked like they hadn't had a lot of practice, and a lot of teams are fairly new to scrimming on this map, especially in the Oceanic region. I don't think a lot of teams were taking the time out to scrim before it got released into the rotation where competitive leagues can now bring it in. But we'll see how we go. I hope we see it tonight. I don't think we will. I think teams are going to continue to ban it until they feel more comfortable on it. But because both these teams are fairly new, they might want to go for that little rough and tough beat 'em up match. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to our teams, Clarity Esports and Eclipse Esports, for having me along tonight. It was very last minute. It was a fun match. So hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. We do have more matches coming up for you at 7 p.m. So stay tuned and have a good evening or afternoon. I've lost it. Well, thank you. And let us go back to the screen.